The number of people who have diabetes increased significantly in the last 50 years. The World Health Organization reported in 2016 that 108 million people around the world had diabetes in 1980. By 2013, more than 420 million people had the disease, and today nearly 29 million people have diabetes. That is a drastic decrease in the amount of people who suffer from this disease. My main points are focused on informing you about what causes someone to have this disease, the symptoms of it, and the treatments available. What exactly is diabetes? Defined by Health Reference Series 3rd edition Immune System Disorders Sourcebook in 2016. It's a common disease of the pancreas which occurs when blood glucose, often known as blood sugar, is too high. The digestive tract breaks down carbohydrates, sugars, and starches found in many foods into glucose, a form of sugar that enters the bloodstream. The hormone insulin, which is made in the pancreas that is located behind the stomach, helps the body absorb glucose and is able to use it for energy. And that's the pancreas located in the body. Diabetes is developed when the body doesn't make enough or any insulin or is not capable of using insulin efficiently. This results in glucose building up in the blood instead of being absorbed into cells. There are different forms of diabetes stated in the Gale Encyclopedia of Nutrition and Food label in 2017. One form is type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, also known as adult onset diabetes, which is the most common form of the disease. Next is gestational diabetes, which occurs during pregnancy and can be controlled with diet and usually goes away after the delivery of a baby. In gestational diabetes, it causes high blood glucose levels in the mother, which brings extra glucose to the baby and causes the baby to put on extra weight. The form I am going to expand on most on is type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is also known as insulin-dependent diabetes or juvenile diabetes. When a person has type 1 diabetes, it means the pancreas produces little to no insulin. Usually the body's immune system mistakenly attacks and destroys the insulin-producing cells. And those are what the cells look like in the pancreas, resulting in the pancreas stopping insulin production. For the most part, it usually develops in children, often around puberty. In adulthood, a condition, however, about 1 in 5 people with type 1 diabetes develops in adulthood, a condition known as latent autoimmune diabetes for adults. Claimed in the Handy Diabetes Answer book in 2017, the exact cause of type 1 diabetes is unknown, but experts believe some causes are genetics and viruses that may trigger the disease. According to several studies, including one of them from the Joslin Diabetes Center, if a father has type 1 diabetes, the child has a 7% chance of developing the disease. If the mother has type 1 diabetes, the child has a 2% chance of developing type 1 diabetes. Overall, the average chance of a child developing type 1 diabetes is 0.3 to 0.4%. Now that you have some background knowledge about diabetes, I will continue to discuss type 1 diabetes symptoms. Symptoms of diabetes include urinating frequently as the body tries to get rid of itself of the excessive amounts of blood glucose. There's also excessive thirst, becoming progressively hungry as the body burns its own fat for energy, which can result in also a sudden weight loss. Symptoms also include nausea, vomiting, and fatigue. According to the Harvard Medical School Special Health Report published in 2019, these symptoms usually appear suddenly over a period of days or weeks. Symptoms aren't apparent sooner because people are born with a abundance of insulin secreting cells and blood sugar levels rise abruptly only when fewer than 20% of these cells remain. When there are clear signs of diabetes, a healthcare professional will test for diabetes. They can do this by using different kinds of blood tests. Once someone is diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, the proper treatment will then take place. Type 1 diabetes is incurable, but it's manageable to live with as long as you apply the proper lifestyle changes and medications. A person with type 1 diabetes must take daily insulin injections because their body no longer makes it. When some people are diagnosed, their pancreas may still be producing a little bit of insulin, but this can also be referred to as the honeymoon stage. Eventually, the pancreas will stop producing insulin altogether, so the amount of insulin one might be taking will change. Different types of insulin will work at different speeds, and the effects of each last different lengths of time. Rapid-acting insulin takes an effect in 15 minutes, and you take it right before every meal. Regular, also called short-acting insulin, takes effect within 30 minutes to an hour, and that also is taken right before each meal, but its effect lasts longer than the rapid-acting insulin. Intermediate-acting insulin lasts for about 10 to 16 hours and is usually taken twice a day, and long-acting insulin lasts for about 20 to 24 hours, so a person will usually only take it once a day. Insulin can be taken in a couple of different ways, such as a needle and syringe, an insulin pen, or an insulin pump. Along with taking insulin, another important part of diabetes care is checking blood usage levels often and being physically active and keeping a healthy diet. And this is a device to check your blood sugar. Today I informed you on diabetes in general and the causes of it. Second, the symptoms, and finally, the treatment of diabetes. After reviewing and talking about this info, it's important to remember how serious this disease can be. Uncontrolled diabetes can lead to short and long-term health complications. If diabetes is not managed correctly, people can develop health complications such as heart disease, stroke, nerve damage, kidney disease, foot problems, vision problems, dental problems, and sexual and bladder problems. It is vital to keep a healthy lifestyle to avoid these complications at any cost. It is also important to take care of yourself and the people you love. Is there any questions?
So what's the difference between type 1 and type 2?
So type 1 diabetes, your body cannot produce insulin at all, but type 2, not only does your body not produce it, but it also doesn't respond to it.